Good evening, and welcome back to episode 5 of the Mighty Misfit Menagerie, or does Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Well, gosh, I'm totally. Yep, this is becoming a weekly occurrence. My brain just shuts off after that beginning.
Get it out now.
We're trying some new audio things this evening with different settings on the system. With different settings on the audio, as well as some filters and whatnot. So if you notice a change, let us know. And with the little bit of technical business out of the way. Oh, also, say this at the beginning of the stream culture. Wednesday, we'll be doing our Dread game, which we're super excited about. We'll be streaming it on Wednesday and then posting it on YouTube on Halloween as like a little Halloween special, because it is a horror-based suspense game using Jenga instead of dice. So super stoked to get into that one.
Mark
we got our
triumphant return.
Yes, Mark coming in as a storyteller. We got our character questionnaires today, so very excited to get moving on that. And I believe that's the only other announcement that I can think of at the present. And we all know what the end of announcements means. Everybody's favorite segment, recapitation.
Well, all right. So, we had just talked to a bunch of unicorns stuck on a carousel, and they'd given us some good info. So we're leaving, and Mr. Light's like, hello, here's a funny rhyme, follow me. And we're like, that's normal for him, right? So we follow him, and he's like, takes us back to the staff area where Mr. Witch is. And he's like, we just want to thank you so much. You kept the energy and the fun up. And so, yay. And we're like, but wait a minute. The people are missing. What's the deal? And they were like, well, yeah, people aren't missing. I mean, the tickets protect people from losing anything that they wouldn't really want to lose, which is a little bit sus. So, but they were like, well, and also things have been getting a little weird lately because Zybilna, who was this patron of the carnival for many years, has kind of been a little incommunicado. So now things seem to be escalating, and that's not good. So we're like, okay, well, where's the Fey crossing? Because I think that we need to check this out. We need to go check on Zybilna. We got a couple of hags we got to burn to the ground. So, like, give us the details. And they're like, all right, follow us. So they take us back to the Hall of Illusions, and boom, there's the Fey crossing. They say another little fun rhyme, and a mirror turns into a portal. And they're like, good luck, it's one way. So we cross over, and we're like immediately like, whoa, what is this crazy place? We're on the top of this huge causeway, but there's swampland all around, mists, and a tower. And then we're like, whoa, what's that balloon over there? It's like floating along, and then it goes down into the mist, and we're like, maybe we should go see what happened there. So we climb our way down and are immediately accosted by a band of Harengon who do not listen. They try to rob us. Crazy plan. And we have to kill a couple of them. But then we are to be like, okay, shoo. And they run away. So we continue moving towards the balloon. We also see like the top of a tower poking out through some mist. And then, what's this? A huge geyser? Well, gee, I wonder if that's where the mist was coming from. Recapitated.
We find all of our witchy wanderers approaching the base of a well with a geyser of water shooting out of it. And as you do so, the ground around you is becoming wetter and wetter. Approaching it.
Solstice?
Grab you.
Real quick before we jump in, on the thing, is everyone's HPs like updated on DDPM?
It should.
Yeah.
We just finished a fight, so some of us aren't at full HP, so I'm just making sure that
Yeah.
I think
everyone's over.
It's beautiful. Is the water hot?
The water is lukewarm, and it's kind of fetid, even though it's just come out.
Oh,
It's
that's beautiful.
murky, and it has an odor of sulfur.
Oh.
Sulfurous
Let's make a wide berth.
swamp water coming out of a geyser?
How deep is it
Something
again?
underwater.
So
Sulfur's
it's
underwater.
just beginning to
Ground.
start to raise, but the ground around you has about yay big water, so about like
Ooh.
6 inches, 7 inches, 8 inches, and it
So
just
waist
continues to go.
Getting,
Oh,
Turns
that
into a
would still be your
sinkhole.
knees.
how far away are we from the well at this point when
When
as
you're
the water's getting?
about 50 feet away from it right now, as the mist
I'm on
cleared.
Solstice's shoulders.
Let's keep a wide berth. Stay behind me. I'm tall.
As you approach to make your way around the well, who has an passive perception of 13 or higher?
I think I do.
Nope.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Both of you recognize the glint of shiny objects floating in the geyser.
Oh, ooh la la.
In the
geyser
geyser.
itself?
They're bobbing up and down. They float all the way up to the top and then start to kind of sink back as different jets of water raise different sections higher and lower.
Clocking Jeldra, also looking at it, I'll go. I don't know. Do you think it's safe enough to bring to their attention?
You're asking me?
I don't know.
God, I hate running water.
Is anyone interested in potentially shiny things inside the geyser itself?
Yes. Wait, inside the geyser?
What?
No.
In the geyser.
Why?
I
How would?
know.
What? I would. What?
Do you like me to pick you up and show you? Is it a height thing that you cannot see them?
Percy, go ahead and
No,
fly,
I
buddy.
just don't understand.
So I'll come up behind Percy and like angle his head to try and see.
Once you are directed to the right location, you can see them.
Okay.
Hold on.
Why?
And then I take a spear and I'm going to throw it at one of the objects.
What
We'll
distance
see if
are you
I-
doing this away from?
Oh shit, we're like 50 feet away. Okay, let me get to 25 feet and I will try.
How high is the water going to be at that point? At 20?
Is it a thrown weapon?
The spear, yeah, right? Because I'm
What's
just
its
going
max
to
range?
hit it with and out of the water.
I will say, as you're approaching, looking forward, backward, in any direction, the water
I
level
could do
is
it
the
from here
same
if you want
height
me.
as far as you can see.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So now it is about 8 inches of water moving up to a foot of water in every direction as far as you can see.
Oh.
So the water is rising?
I don't like this.
Depression.
I mean, this doesn't seem right.
It
It seems like a perfect trap.
definitely doesn't seem normal.
I swear, this is just how Uncle Benny went out.
Oh. Oh, wait.
Okay.
That's your up.
Do I notice the items that are in the geyser? Do they have any discernible shape? Does it look like armor? Does it look like weapons? Does it?
They're small. From this distance beyond that, they're small, and at least one of them is shiny. It's really hard to tell.
Okay.
Taking my cue from
Nikkei.
McCade. I'm gonna start flying, and I'm gonna fly up to like within 20 feet of where the geyser or the object is.
Won't it damage your wings, the water? Or am I thinking too realistic? It's fantasy.
Can I try something?
What are you going to try?
So I have Thorn Whip, which allows me. You make a melee attack if 30 feet. Its range is 30 feet. Create a long vine-like whip covered in thorns. Will lash out at your command towards a creature. If the creature is large or smaller, you can pull the creature up to 10 feet closer to you.
Okay.
Can I attempt to hit it and
You
see
can
if this?
attempt.
Okay. Right. Which one's gonna be nice?
What's that look? I can.
So I pull out a wooden like dowel from my pack, and like
Very intimidating.
actually look at looks like I'm actually have like a whip or something, just have a whip on it, and then as I cast it, it like sprouts from there.
Cool.
Nice.
I really wanted it to be one of those little plastic claw things. Just kind of take out and squeeze and go.
Or one of those sticky hands.
Yes.
Maybe I'll have to change that. I don't know what.
It would be
Plus 5, so 15.
15?
Yeah.
Okay, so you make contact with the item, and as it's being pulled from the well, water pushes it up in the air and flings it out. So the item is floating in the air, and as it stops motion, you're losing grasp of it with the thorn whip. A white wisp appears in the air, holding the item in front of it. Excuse me. That is mine.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hi.
And then at the same time, 2 more wisps pop up on either side of it, glowing orbs of light at the same level as the 2 to the sides lower themselves to eye level with your flight.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to see what it was.
Well,
Definitely
now you
trap.
see.
Okay.
What is it?
It is a vitrified eye of a displacer beast cast in silver.
Ooh, vitrified. Real question.
So it happens when you roll in the moment.
Vitriolic means acid.
Converted into glass or a glass-like substance.
Cool word.
Are you here for us too? They kind of flutter in brightness as they speak to you.
Are you here for what?
The last one. Did she send you to take what little we have left?
Who is she?
They float together, and you hear little murmurs as they begin to converse with one another.
Everyone who sent us on this quest identified as male, I believe.
What?
Everyone who sent us on this quest identified as male.
Well,
Oh,
except for
thank
Elise
you.
from Thumblewumble.
The
I'm a
hat is
Kenku.
The hat?
female.
Oh, yeah, that's true. There were 2 she's who did send us here, but not to collect anything from light bulbs.
Hearing you say hags, one of them turns.
We're not friends of theirs.
How would we know that they turned?
In fact, we kind of want to take them down if you want to point us in the right direction.
You are against that?
Their heads must be misplaced from their bodies.
They've not only stolen particular pieces of our personalities, I was also cursed by them. My boyfriend, I mean, I prefer this to his current form, but it also may or may not be a curse that we haven't discovered yet, right? We're still discussing. Like, you haven't discovered anything new.
I'm in heavy denial.
Yeah. And then also there's what was the person that you're looking for? There's a kidnapped woman.
Sabine? Sabine?
Sabilna.
No, Sabine's my mother.
Oh, yes, Sibilna. So we have to do that. Plus there's Hurley that we need to rescue. Star.
Star.
There's a lot of people missing.
I'm getting to Star.
We don't need to list all of them.
I'll turn to the group. I don't think I realized just how much you guys were involved in.
Over the course of this conversation, the water is now reaching just above knee height.
And I don't like this. I'm going to start backing up.
Well, if you are not dishonorable thieves sent by that hideous, horrible hag, and you do not intend to take what we have left,
Is it particularly valuable?
We're not here to take your things.
I was just curious.
it is of immeasurable value.
Oh, but it's sentimental?
I thought that was clear in my conveyance.
You said it was of significant value, which could mean that it was very, very expensive.
Immeasurable!
Oh. I mean, I guess something could be immeasurably expensive. Especially if you had a system where, like, it caps out at a particular coin weight or something
We
like that.
were tied to the well when the hags took the land and began this horrid flooding.
Where's the flooding coming from?
They all kind of bob in the air and perceptibly, though it's very difficult to describe, turn to face the wall.
So if we were to slay you in some way, the well will stop
I
flowing?
was.
It's just a question. Why are you guys all freaking out?
I just don't like the water.
Me
It's
either.
getting really high.
We are tethered, but of no consequence to the well's application.
Right. Is there some way we could release you from said tether?
Kill the hag.
All right. Well, this has been a useless conversation.
So, and do you know where they are?
Downfall.
Down. Oh, what?
Downfall.
Downfall.
What's downfall?
Where's downfall?
It's difficult. And then you can see them kind of shifting in the air.
Can I reach down, pick up a stick, and hand it to him to point with?
It goes. You feel like a tug on the stick, and then as soon as you let go, it falls to the ground.
But you're able to hold the eye.
This is not.
This is now your stick. I'm giving it to you.
That is not more than not just my eye.
No. I'm giving it to one of the ones who's not carrying anything.
They each. So 2 of the objects are still floating within the.
Okay. This is in addition to the eye that you are holding so that you may point.
You're not tricking us.
I grab the stick from him, and then I hold it and say, here, that way, and then turn a little bit and go that way, like clockwise, slowly.
As the first one you say that way, one responds, the second one responds to the third one responds to the third direction.
Like I said, this is a useless interaction.
Okay.
Well, maybe the tower will have something.
We're still going after the balloon thingy, I thought.
I'm sorry, just curious, where are we on the map right now?
So, you're roughly around there, but it also could be there. It also could be there.
Ooh.
Okay.
Are you just doing that because he has no sense of direction, or do we know where we are?
I was gonna say we don't.
We've never seen a map of this place, I guess, so like, we
And
can't really tell.
I believe last time you had a good history roll for kind of understanding just the general working.
Yeah.
Stuff moves.
So, exactly. You would know that things are not always in the location that you would expect them to be.
Things kind of get higgledy-piggledy in here, it seems. So just, I mean, direction's going to be a bit weird, and
Valid.
yeah.
Additionally, based on the rules of the realm, just so you know how Feywild works in the ways of hospitality and ownership and reciprocity, they won't take the stick unless they have something of equal value to give you.
Gotcha.
What's a piggledy?
It's a phrase my mom used to use just when things kind of got strange,
I
or
don't
when.
understand the descriptor higgledy either.
It's a phrase that my mom used to use when things would get a little strange, or when you find yourself in an odd situation.
So instead of saying strange,
Yes.
which is a shorter.
Does the hag live in a specific thing? Or like a tower, or a building, or a mountain, or a tree, or something? Like, is there a specific location that we may not be able to figure out where it's at, but like an actual like landmark thing that they're attached to?
The 3 shapes converge once more, and you hear little whispers back and forth, and one of them raises from the others. It is in a swamp, surrounded by water, on stilts, in the court of the Bullywogs.
Okay.
Found it.
Again, we don't know.
While they're having this conversation, I would assume we're all somewhat close together, maybe standing
Ish,
roughly.
yeah.
Water up to thigh level now.
Oh God. Yeah. No, I'm gonna use shape water.
Say again?
I'm gonna use shape water
Okay.
to try and push the water away from us, so it's at least a little bit of dry area, or at least not as high.
So shape water can do 5 cubic feet, correct?
Oh gosh, let me look again. Range 5 cubic feet. Yes.
Okay.
Dang it. So just for me.
Anybody standing close enough to her at this point it's dry in
I'm
that
like,
5
oh.
cubic squares from the ground up to around her.
We all get real close to Jump.
Interesting trick.
I'm gonna fly directly over them.
Do I know what a bullywug is? Is that something that's common, or is it a Feywild creature?
Go ahead and roll nature or history to see if you can counter them in your life, because you may have.
I wonder if there's any bullywugs at the carnival.
History or natural +2 is going to be 12.
Yeah, they're frog-like humanoids. There's not you experience it in some of the worlds that you traveled to, so they're not exclusively to this land.
They're kind of toady.
Well, if things are gonna get higgled to the piggled, we should probably just start looking around.
You just say strange?
I like new words.
If we could get out of the water's starting to shickle my pickle, and I hate it.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll shift mine. Oh wait, no,
No,
you're
he's
still
not.
on. You're still on.
The
Shoulder
water
to shoulder.
for anybody outside of that 5 feet around her is now up to your hips.
It just keeps rising.
Thank you, mist beings. We wish you luck.
We look forward to your vanquish of the hag.
And I look forward to one day. I don't want to be in this conversation anymore.
Start walking.
They just kind of diffuse back into the water, becoming invisible as they reach it, and you see the eye go back into the geyser and begin to bubble up with the other 2 items.
And they never get close to us, right?
The wisps?
Yeah.
I mean, they got close enough to speak, and that was all.
And they were.
But they were up at his level.
Yeah.
Okay, so do we have a gauge where that balloon is now, where it went down? Or can we really only see the tower now?
You can still see the shadowy outline of the tower.
Okay. So tower, or does anybody feel like they know where that balloon went down?
I still feel like we should try and find the balloon. If they're unconscious and the entire world is flooding, they're probably drowning right now.
Ooh.
Water up to your ribs.
Amazing.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's find the balloon.
Slush.
Cody makes a good point.
As you walk, of course, anybody that's not directly in the effect of the shape water spell, your movement is halved, going through the water, and it takes a lot longer as the smell begins to invade all of your
Ooh.
senses of this fetid swamp water, making this sheen of green, gray, brown, bubbling murk that goes out in every direction as far as the eye can see.
I mean, there used to be, when there's heavy rains in the forests and everything got muddy and wet, it never smelled like this.
I want to
And freeze on.
fly. You guys, everyone's like walking together in like a.
I'm thinking about getting a piggyback ride from Solstice.
Solstice is already carrying.
I just carry on my hip.
I could try if you don't.
So you guys are in like a 10-foot cube. I'm assuming, yeah. So I'm gonna go down and fly up next to. My brain's
Jiltra?
Are you wearing like any jewelry or anything?
No, not really.
She has a staff.
Yeah, I have my quarterstaff across my back. As far as jewelry goes, no.
Never leave home without your
You have
clothes.
jewelry on, right? Do you?
I would, yeah, like cuffs and stuff.
Okay.
Like those
I'm gonna go up to
Oh, I do have.
Nickade, and like point to one of your cuffs and just say, "Okay, may I?"
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't like want to just poke it,
Oh.
and it starts to smell like lilacs. We'll say in
Oh,
a 10-foot cube.
Ah.
Is that
Start waving
any
my-
better? Is that all right?
what a lovely trick!
Cozies. That's what they used against the Black Death.
Whatever.
Thank
Relax,
you.
you're fine.
Oh, that's so much better.
The water finally seems to stop rising as you begin to lose that sound of the geyser somewhere in the mists behind you. And where it stops is 5 feet deep. So,
Wow.
shoulder length for many of you, chest height for, for Solstice.
Oh gosh.
I would be completely submerged, and so would
You
Percy.
need
I
like
would
a
be
boat.
almost submerged. I'm like 5'3".
And I'd have like a foot left.
Wow.
All right, are you all continuing to head towards the tower in the distance?
Or where we think the balloon is, if you want us to roll or something.
I'd be concerned about whoever was in that balloon. I mean, that looked rather perilous.
Yeah, and if we're having this much trouble just getting through to our destination, I can't imagine what a balloon crash would do.
Percy, can you go up high and see if you can see the balloon?
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go up high and see if I can see this balloon.
Can I take... It seems really impractical that I would have 50 feet of rope. Can I have 50 feet of ribbon? I'm cool with changing on my character sheet.
Perhaps. Oh, you guys all did take all those handkerchiefs.
Yes,
together.
yes.
So I'm going to tie one to your little boot so that if you suddenly move, we can pull you back. Because you said things move.
Well, the landscape seems to almost shift from what I've heard. I don't know. Things just don't seem to
Right.
stay in place.
Okay. I'm gonna go up and look
It's like
for
a
the
little
balloon.
kite.
Oh, that's a good idea. We don't want to lose one another in this place.
How high up are you going?
If it's 50 feet, I'm gonna go up 40.
Okay.
So it's not like top, but there's slack.
After about 20 or so feet, the trail of ribbon still holds down, but the visibility of Percy disappears entirely. The mists above are just too thick to allow for that range of vision.
Percy, can you hear me?
Yeah.
How about me?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's okay.
Go ahead and roll perception with disadvantage.
Perception.
Oh no. Stupid.
Well, that's awkward.
Oh.
No, it was a nat 20 and 13, but the nat 20 like landed in the slot. So perception would be 13.
Okay. From this height with the denseness of the mists and just a clear sheen of murky water obscuring any sort of landing mark, you don't see a balloon.
Okay. Do I see anything else?
There is the dark shape of the Queen's Way that you came in through to one side, the dark tower in front of you, and then off to the left. So, like, if the tower is south and the other Queen's Way is west, off to the east, there's the vague outline of something that could be a mountain or a hill. It's kind of difficult to tell. It's just kind of a large, lumpy shape.
Does that mountain have shoes?
Lumpy shit.
Sure does. Those three things.
As you watch, the lumpy shape seems to sink and then come back up
Do you see anything?
and then shift side.
Do mountains move?
then
No.
sink.
Okay.
Does it look higgledy-piggledy?
Or strange, which is what that means.
I mean, yeah. We should go. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, come back down. I'm getting nervous about you being far away.
And with that, the ribbon suddenly falls.
Don't put that in the universe.
So I'm gonna go back down,
Coulter?
and then you said so. From where we're at, to our left is the Queen's Path, right?
Yes.
So then, like in front of me was the tower.
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna point to the right, and that's the Queen's Walkway is over here.
Okay, but we're not going that way. Just come down.
I did.
Well, which way to the tower?
Oh, it's that way.
You all can see that dark outline
Is he
of a
pointing towards
linked.
it? All right. I think in the future, maybe you turn into something small and go up with it.
Okay, but why don't, I mean, if he says it's that way.
I
And
look
things
at the
get
shadow
higgledy-piggledy.
of the tower and the direction he's pointing. So, what is it that the hag stole from you again?
I don't know.
Huh.
All right, we head to the tower.
Okay.
To the shape that we can see, not the direction that Percy is pointing.
All right.
Why are we going?
Well,
It's a shortcut.
Good job, buddy.
Getting closer as the dark shape looms ahead of you. After about 20 or so minutes of walking, when you're starting to just barely see the edges of color and definition begin to fill out through the mists, the water begins to recede slowly,
Oh my god.
as it came.
Oh, thank goodness.
And by the
Oh, we've
time,
been in 5 feet water this whole time?
yeah,
Oh, wow.
and by the time it reaches just to your knees, you are standing at the base of a slanted tower. The
Probably turned into a squirrel or something.
A crumbling stone tower rises out of the swamp, leaning at such an angle that it threatens to keel over at any moment. Black brambles surround the base of the tower and cling to its lower half. Hanging from the crenellations on the lower side of the tower's peaks is a large woven basket at the end of a tangle of ropes and tattered fabric. The basket dangles 30 feet above the surface of the swamp.
Oh, look, we found the balloon.
Huh. That was a shortcut.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Not very inviting, these brambles.
Did we decide if, like, human fairy tales exist in D&D? The only reason I ask is because, like, brambles and fairy tales always mean, like, evil curses and
Yes.
stuff like that, and, like, prisons and...
I would say, yeah, I mean, for the greater extent, a version of all basic fairy tales exists here.
So-
It might be Rapunzel instead of Rapunzel, but I mean, you know,
So I look at the
she was a
brambles
Ripley.
with hair?
Why do you think it was so amazing?
Can you imagine?
She had just shoulder-length hair, and it was, like, just crazy.
It's a tail.
No one would know what she looks like because she turns into their greatest fear. So like no one would know what Rapunzel actually looks like. I mean,
Anyway, so
Rapunzel.
I look at the...
Let me see your short.
Let me see your pixie cut.
let down your terrifying spiked tendrils.
I look at the black brambles, they're black specifically, you
Yes.
said, and go, oh, that's an evil curse, for sure.
Can we see an entrance?
Around, so the direction that you're approaching appears to be the back of the tower. It's leaning towards you in this direction, with the balloon hanging from its side.
Start moving around it to see where the entrance is.
While we're doing that, I'd like to look at the basket.
Okay.
Did we say that we can see the
It's
basket
hanging off,
Okay.
yeah, the roof of the tower.
Does it look destroyed? Does it look like it's
You finished, but
Yeah.
I'm just waiting.
does it look like it's ripped up or
The basket seems to be intact. The balloon function of it,
Okay.
you can see that there's a tear through which the top of the tower sticks through the
Okay.
balloon.
And anybody like hanging over or just any indication of life at all?
Nobody hanging over, but as you all are circling your way around the tower, there is a psst. You there! I need your help.
Hello?
Well, actually, several people.
Quietly.
Several people need our help currently.
Oh, well, then perhaps we can all be of service to one another.
Who is speaking? Is this the brambles?
No,
Because I didn't prepare
I'm in the
that
basket.
magic today.
I'm in the basket.
I didn't. Oh,
I'm in a bit of a bind, as you can observe. I, Sir Televar, as one of the Summer Queen's loyal servants, ask that you free me. You see, I was in the midst of a daring escape from that vile Balvorna Blightstraw when our balloon was set upon by an ill wind and sent plummeting into its current unfortunate predicament. My pilot, the Honourable Wigglewog, did not survive. I've been trapped up here for a while now. If you can help me, I must tell my queen of the fall of Brismere. Wow, that's not good.
So, the tower, is it sitting on like a little platform?
The way that it's illustrated is sort of similar. It's like the roots of the ground came up with it as it turned, but the base of the tower that is lower is connected to the ground.
It is connected to the ground. Okay. And then, like, do the brambles stop us from approaching the tower? I'm just trying to
No.
picture everything.
So they are thick and winding, and they get thicker near the doorway, but you can go through them.
How far, if we were to, like, try and go up and over the brambles, would that be?
So the brambles, so they cover the ground within 30 feet of the tower, and are in a dense patch around the doorway to go over them. They range from like 1 foot high to 5 feet high.
So it would be 30 feet across and then 5 feet over.
Mhm.
Okay. It's too far to jump.
Okay, and then is there? Okay, so all right, I'm going to look for the entrance to try and get help you.
There are 2 serpents asleep in the brambles, just outside of the door. If you waken them, they might put the squeeze on you, or worse, devour me.
Oh, it's all right. Our friend Jeltra here, she talks to snails, and snails are basically just... I know, but snails are basically just really slimy snakes, so...
Quiet.
I'd be happy to speak with the snakes.
Yeah, just tell them that we're here and that he's not to be eaten.
Okay, I can do
I'll
that.
come with you.
I'll start. I'd like to ritually cast Speak with Animals. Do we have 10 minutes while we're looking at... I mean, I can take some time to try and do this while you guys are looking around, or if we need it immediately, I can, expend some of my energy.
It's not flooding right now, right?
The water is still receding, so during the course of this conversation, now it's back to hip height.
Yes, take your time.
Okay. So I'll cast Speak with Animals.
I'll start thinking of polite things to say to snakes.
Solstice, thank you again for letting me up here. The water's almost gone.
We'll get there. Hopefully this whole land is not like this.
In the meantime, well, I can't talk. I'm working on my spell. Never mind.
Nicaid, your feet are disgusting. You should probably wipe at them or something.
Okay. And I will find the end of the handkerchiefs and untie the last one and start scrubbing the bottom of my feet.
I'm just assuming you're the only one not wearing shoes, so...
I'm
Yeah.
not wearing shoes either.
Oh yeah, but I'm used to your feet being... I can't see your feet yet.
I'm just like getting the mud off, handing the handkerchief to Solstice, who's like just dunking it in the water and rinsing it real quick. And
I'm not good with water.
I mean, we're so covered in the water at this point that I'm sure...
I'm not. No, I wasn't. But when I start doing my ritual, I'll probably... Oh, to shape water fast.
It's instinctive.
Well, yeah, because it's a cantrip, so I can...
Yeah, but how long
it's
can you
casting it.
hold it? Like, hold the water at bay? Especially if you're, like, holding it in a natural position.
Well, I can freeze water for an hour. So, anyway,
I mean-
all that being said.
I guess you could have created, like, an ice walkway for us to follow behind you. Like, push the water up
That's
out
a
of the
good
way,
idea.
freeze just a layer of it to where it's like a shelf, and then we could just walk down it.
But then that's slippery.
No, just on the sides.
Oh.
You're only freezing the water on either side of us. 'cause you're
Gotcha.
pushing the water.
You're guitaring it.
Nice.
So what are the rest of you doing well? Jeltra is
I'm thinking of polite things to say to snakes.
excellent.
I'm watching the area, make sure nothing sneaks up on us.
And Nicaid is washing his feet.
I'm washing my paw feet.
Aw.
As the water finally fully recedes below, you can see through the brambles the forms of giant snakes coiled up, and the soft sound of
Wow.
It's left underwater.
Higgledy-piggledy.
Which just means strange.
I do want to change to the map screen.
Yeah, those are cute.
Oh my gosh.
It's Margar in the tournament.
That's
They are
right.
indeed giant.
Wow.
That's your token from Thursday.
It is, because I didn't have the other one right now. So that is Margarita.
That's fun.
Is this
I'm
the first
okay
time
with
we've
it.
seen all the tokens?
Yeah,
Maybe,
I think
yeah.
This is the first token map.
Harrigan. Yeah,
It may
Harrigan
be.
did.
Well,
That's me.
They're not close enough yet. That's all.
okay. So my speak with animals. I'll come on. Sorry, I keep closing things out. So it only lasts 10 minutes.
There's plenty of time for us to piss these snakes off.
Right. But can we get
So is your
Sir
spell done?
Talvar down? Yes.
Oh, snakes!
Wait.
And they both
Hello?
wake up and you see heads pop above the brambles.
Jeltra is going
Looking
to
down
talk
at
about
you.
how deliciously hard your scales are.
Hello.
And they both kind of like look strangely at your response, not understanding, and then look at each other, and you speaking what they understand.
Jeltra goes,
I know. I'm speaking whatchamacallit. Oh,
Meals, more meals.
oh no. We taste terrible.
this is going
We're actually going to be poisonous for you. It's just not worth the trouble and the indigestion.
Poison.
But
Mistress said nothing of boys.
well, we're new. We're new to town, and it just you know how it is eating foreign food.
Roll persuasion?
Can I give her advantage? Well, I like nod emphatically at whatever she's saying.
So they can't understand you.
And you woke them
But
up.
I'm
so
being
they come
super
in-
enthusiastic.
But you woke them up.
Okay, back to my
It's when he's sitting there going like,
The creatures with no thumbs.
While Jeltra
I've
is
seen a Disney snake wrap his tail in a little coil and then stick the tip out to make a thumbs up, okay?
I'm thinking more like Hans Christian Andersen.
while Jeltra is just like slithering and hissing at these snakes and like talking, I'm just going to Solstice. I don't know what at all is happening, but I would maybe get ready. And I take out my tarot deck and I start shuffling it. And then I'm going to give you Bardic Inspiration.
11.
And is that with the Bardic Inspiration?
You gave it to her.
Oh, I gave
Gave
it
it
to
to
Solstice.
Solstice.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. I
I'm
meant-
prepping for the worst.
the snakes turn to each other and start. The rest of you see them just hissing back and forth as one of them goes, "Risk, so much risk," and the other one says, "More risk if mistress displeased." And
Oh, well,
then
we
they
don't
both
want to
turn
please the
back.
mistress.
Then
What are you
you
telling them?
will be eaten.
For immersion's sake, can I get what that sounds like to Nicaid?
Jojo, how's it going?
And
Not
everyone
good, they
watching at
wanna
home,
eat us.
You're welcome.
What did you tell them?
I said we're poisonous.
And so I'm going to sleight of hand I have a flask of acid into my hand.
Okay.
And then I'm going to turn and flick some acid on the ground as if I'm spitting.
Okay, roll sleight of hand.
Okay. And then hope that this does not technically count as lying, because I'm not telling anyone my blood is made out of acid. I am just doing this. Sleight of hand.
Yes.
Please, please, please. All right, it's still an 11.
And as you do, the same snake that was wary before, like, rears back. And the other one looks at him, and Jeldra hears, "Yes, the pile. Are you stupid?"
Are you stupid?
Well, some days yes, but today, no.
I was talking to Sam.
Oh. Oh, and what's your name? One of them's named Sam.
Stephen.
And Stephen, the other one.
I write Sam and Steven in really pretty letters, and like with a big heart around them.
What's the small one doing?
He's showing a lovely depiction of you and your friend. Together.
And then I draw two snakes kissing.
Give me a performance.
I'm just whispering down.
22.
Okay.
Coming in clutch.
With that 22, Sam sort of coils behind Stephen, covering over. She's kept us so busy. So long since time.
I know how that can be. I'm so sorry. Everyone deserves a little bit of rest.
And Stephen responds, "Vicious are mean."
No, but Nobody deserves to be dealt with that way. Least of all you, especially if she's treated you poorly. What's her name?
Balvorna Blightstraw,
Isn't that one of the hags?
mistress of down.
Well, I have no quarrel with anyone in this land. We're just exploring and trying to find our way home eventually.
Give me one more persuasion check.
Try different dice here.
And you can now roll with advantage thanks to the
Oh.
beautiful drawing
I didn't say anything.
and the reminder of Sam and Stephen's lost romance.
Ooh, 19.
Okay. He's given us so much trouble. And the other responds, tell Mistress Godway. Couldn't find. He's too far. And with that, both of the snakes slither out of the brambles around the party and make their way off into the mist.
Good luck!
Enjoy your second honeymoon. Right? That's what they're doing.
Enjoy your time together!
I'm really glad we didn't end up like Al and Jenny.
I
Hold
got it. I totally got a vibe from those snakes.
And
Excellent diplomacy.
They just wanted some time. They're just overworked and underappreciated, just like so many animals.
all right, so as we left you all, the snakes were slithering off Sam and Stephen to have their second honeymoon.
Good for them.
I love
Yes.
that for them.
Yeah.
And all of you are left in front of the brambles with the voice above you going, Tally-ho! Good show, good show. Impressive. I don't know what you said, but it seems to work.
Well, I mean, everybody needs a little break now and then, and they seemed like they were overworked. They said Balvorna Blightstraw was being rather a taskmaster.
She is quite the reason for my predicament. So,
Oh.
makes sense that she would be a problem for all.
Is he leaning over the basket or anything at this point? No? Okay, so we still can't see him.
Percy, do you mind going to see who we're dealing with?
Jeez, yeah.
Okay, so now that they're gone, if you come up to the tower, I think I'm closer to the top than I am to the bottom.
Well, we have some handkerchiefs that could help you get down.
Oh, it's a little bit more complicated than that, I'm terribly afraid.
Oh,
You don't have legs?
Well, I have legs and wings, but I'm a little bit incapacitated.
Is there a dead body on you?
Not on me, there is one next to me.
Okay.
oh.
As you fly up to the top to be able to see into the basket, within there is a pearlescent silver-white bird cage, inside of which is a fairy dragon.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, hello, nice to see you.
Hi. Why do you
I'll
like
just show you all.
age?
What he looks like real quick. Yeah, this is a little bit of, well, what I was trying to reference is my predicament. You see, I didn't quite have the easiest time with that damned hag.
Cute.
He's got a dapper mustache.
And my lady will be quite harsh in dealing with her, I'm sure you. But I unfortunately, well, I don't really have a way out of this.
Okay, so I start hacking at the brambles in front of the entrance, I guess.
Yeah, it's easy enough to like whack them out of the way. As you do start whacking them, and it's the first kind of row of them begins to crumble away, the ones behind them seem to recognize what you're doing and recede of their own accord to prevent getting hacked off.
That's right. Way to work together, Brambles.
Do I see like a lock on his cage?
There is a keyhole.
Yes,
Yes, the damn thing is very reluctant to let me out.
Can I try to use my thieves' tools to let him out?
Did the hag put you in the cage, or did your master put you in the cage?
The heck?
Okay.
I assure you, the lady of the Sealy Court would never do something so pedestrian as using a cage.
So that
Why are you in a cage if you're in a balloon?
Yeah. It's a rather long calling out from up top. Are the rest of you going up to the top of the tower then?
Can we still hear him if we do that?
Yeah, so at the top of the tower, you can kind of see it on the map here. That's what the top of the tower looks like, so you're closer to where the basket is.
Okay.
To be able to like look down. Yeah, you got it in that corner there. To be able to look down and see Talavar in the knocked over cage.
Oh, got it.
Next to a dead bullywog.
Oh. I do say, despite all of your rage, you're still just a fairy dragon in a cage.
That was fine.
That was, I mean, obvious, but slightly rude. I would appreciate not having my predicament laughed upon.
I can't control markers.
Okay.
But if you just want to move her, yeah.
I will study the ropes, like kind of hold on to the embrace and then like, Cade, can you go in and get the cage?
I do
Well,
believe so. Let me try.
Should we see
Did you
if he
roll your
pops the
lockpicking
lock
thing?
first?
I'm doing
Oh,
with
fuck,
Dex,
okay.
right?
Yeah.
Just a Dex and proficiency, right?
Yeah, as long as you're proficient.
No.
No.
Apologies. I should have let you know ahead of time. It is not pickable. I didn't know if you knew something I didn't. But here we are.
So at that point, Percy's just gonna start hitting the lock because he doesn't like.
As you smack it again and again, can I just get a strength check from you real quick?
Sure. Do we still have that bardic inspiration?
Yeah.
Does it count? Oh,
Oh, you get a d6.
Oh. Okay, so that's going to be 19 plus 3, 22.
You are able to maintain balance on it as Percy is whacking away at this cage, but every time he does, there's the sound of like a stretch as the ropes rub against the edge of the tower.
Percy,
Yeah.
I think you're going to cause the poor gentleman to fall to his death.
As every time the cage bounces, yes. What?
This is the only way we're gonna get it open if it's unpickable.
Percy, hold
and I'm
on.
gonna keep hitting it.
Hold on. Can I very delicately run across the rope to the basket?
It's hanging off, so you can just hop into it.
Oh, I can just hop into it? Okay. I'm gonna hop into it, and I'm gonna grab one side, and Percy, can you grab the other side, and then we'll at least get him out of the basket, and then out of the cage?
Okay, I'll help you. And he flaps his wings to hover in place so that he's not adding weight to the cage, making it much lighter. Perfect.
Thank you, Sir
Yep.
Talavar.
I'm gonna give it one last whack.
Oh, jeez.
And then
measure.
I'll attempt to help you because Percy's a little guy. So,
I mean, if you just
He's
like
a
hold
little
a
guy.
piece and try to fly.
It's not heavy, so
Okay.
it's easy enough for you both to be able to hoist it onto the roof of the tower.
And then, as we get it safely over, I would like to jump to the edge of the basket and then hop over to the tower. And then with one of my rabbit hind legs, I want to just flap and kick the basket.
All right, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
In my distaste for what has transpired in there. Athletics check. Oh, well, plus 0. 14.
You are able to, the ropes are just taut enough and loose enough that you're able to smack, and it comes tumbling down the 50 feet of the tower to land with a thud in the brambles below as the body of Wigglewog rolls out of it. The bullywog just kind of flung on this side.
What if the frogman had the key?
Very well, my good emissary. I salute you for all your assistance.
He'll still be around, don't worry.
So he was a friend?
Yeah, well, sorry, it's a little bit of a long story, but I had come here to seek assistance from Zybilna for a matter of my lady Titania's great need within the seated court. And when I arrived, I found this realm split, which is not its natural state, and was, taken captive by that hideous being. And in the meantime, Wigglewog here, there, helped me escape, and on the balloon, which he was expertly piloting, we were attacked by a foul wind coming somewhere up from above, and then I'm here now. She put me in the cage, and we were unable to open it, no matter how hard we tried.
How did the wind kill him?
The crash killed. Yes.
How did the wind attack you? Did it have a sword?
No, it was more of a...
So it was like a thunderstorm.
No, it was more directed than that.
So like a shocking grasp spell.
He sits up on a perch in the little cage and starts to pack a pipe. I don't know if I'm describing it quite accurately, but...
I bet it was a bit higgledy-piggledy.
Yeah, that's a great term for it. Yes, higgledy-piggledy.
It means strange.
Yeah, but I'm well aware. Higgledy-piggledy. This entire place is really higgledy-piggledy. It used to be one realm. Yes, that's why I was unable to escape it myself. It's very difficult to traverse this place. Yeah, usually you could walk from one place to another, and now you're just stuck in a damn swamp.
So, ironically, this place is called Higgledy-Piggledy?
No, this is hither.
I started investigating this room.
The
Percy's
tower itself,
back to smacking the
which causes just like every few speech words. Doesn't seem to be terribly bothered by it though.
And is he making any leeway with this thing? Like, it should be denting or anything. It's nothing.
Mm-mm.
Can I put, like, a drop? Percy, can I try something? Just for a moment?
Fine.
And I'm going to put a drop of my acid vial on it. Does it even sizzle or anything?
It seems like the acid like gets sucked into it somehow and then disappears.
Don't believe blunt force trauma is going to open this cage.
Can I try and pry open the bars a little?
Sure, yeah, go ahead and roll either athletics or straight strength or whatever is better for you.
Athletics, actually. 17.
Pulling it open, it doesn't even budge. And they are thin bars. They're not even thick. Like, this should be easy to break apart.
Can I just run downstairs out to the body of the bullywug and search it?
Sure. As you come out, it's clear that the brambles have started to kind of wrap around it slowly and are pulling it deeper within just ever so slightly.
As I see that, I go, "Ah-da-da-da-da-da-da." Not yet. Not yet. And then I investigate the body.
They
Zelda's
kind of
with me.
slither away from it and recede. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Investigation.
Well done, Nickade. My mother always said it was good to use your words.
Oh, thank you. My mother didn't really like slithering sounds, but good job before.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and Jenny went out that way. It wasn't very
Oh, I'm so sorry, Jenny.
I don't think I find anything with a 9. Unless it's blatantly obvious.
So, as you're trying to like dig around inside of him, your
Oh, that sounds so bad.
your hand smushes on something, and in his pocket is a pumpkin cupcake that you've now kind of squished into nothing. And as you pull it out, it reforms into a cupcake.
Did I? And then I'm just going to try to smush it again.
Squishes down. Stays squished.
Oh.
Well, that's curious.
Eat it.
Don't eat that.
I'm just going to visibly debate it for a second.
What do I know again about the customs and the way that food works in the different lands.
Roll for me.
Okay.
I would history. See, I keep using history on this, but like this is kind of beyond history, so
Sure.
we'll go with history. If you have a better suggestion, I'll be happy to hear it.
I think history is probably the way to go. 19.
He's dead, so he doesn't really have ownership anymore.
I think she's meaning, is it safe to eat it?
Yeah.
Not
It was
nothing.
his.
Nothing's really set as far as eating within the realm outside of the ideas of hospitality.
Right.
and
Right. I
ownership.
remember now. Yeah. Okay. Well,
I don't know.
that used to be his cupcake. But it's not anymore.
See what's going on from all
I say you. Well,
I
you
followed
went
him
up
down.
together. The rest of you on top of the tower wouldn't be able to.
I was hoping to find a key, not smushed food.
Well, I don't think he would keep a key in the cupcake. Maybe in his pockets. If he has pockets, I'll try and
Okay,
look
roll
as well.
investigation.
Okay. Oh, 13.
Better than none.
It is better than 9. There is a tiny bottle that is filled with what appears to be rainwater. It doesn't have the brackish hue of the water that you had to walk through to get here.
Water?
Do we pour that into the lock?
I don't know. Does it have like a little stopper?
Mhm.
I'll smell it. Just if it smells different or just smells like water?
It smells. It's the smell of creosote, the rain in Tucson.
It smells like rain.
Hmm.
Do they bottle rain?
I guess they could.
I guess you could. I mean, we captured the rains in the forest.
I felt the rains down in Africa.
Why would you know it? You should have said, I felt the rains down in Chult.
As this is happening, I'll top the tower here between the various ways that this is going, him still bouncing on his perch with every smack. I think it's something magical, if you catch my drift.
Fine. I'm just gonna walk away.
If any of you have a magical means of opening things, then perhaps that would be of service here.
I lean down to the lock and I say the most secret magic word I can think of into it. I can't tell you, it's a secret.
Oh, blank.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
You want to start heading back up?
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep the squish muffin on my hands, and halfway up, I'm just gonna.
It's delicious.
Oh, in that case, I'm eight up here to everybody.
You hear a click, click, click sound, and then nothing happens. Well, as long as I'm not in direct danger from those damned snakes anymore, I suppose that's better than I was before. If you all could perhaps take me with you wherever it is you're heading, and we'll see if we can find somebody that might be able to open this for me so I can get back to Titania. My lady.
It definitely wouldn't hurt to be on the queen's good side.
No, trust me, she is rather splendid, especially when it comes to favors. And all of you, brave travelers, errant adventurers, clearly full of honor.
Indeed.
Watching Cody do that, I'm gonna go up to it. Let's see. Like, look directly at the lock. Open!
No.
I'm gonna kick it. And then I'm sorry.
Kicking it sends it skirting against the edge of the tower and it slams into the things and then getting back more than. Oh, damn.
I don't like cages.
My pipe again and taps it out and reloads it.
Sorry.
We'll get him out, Percy.
Percy was in a cage for a long time, I think. I don't really know, but I think. Do you know anything about rainwater?
His
What?
intentions are pure, so I will not hold it against him. I know that what he's doing is attempting to be what is honorable, even if it is, something that is beyond our capabilities presently.
He is pure as well. We like him. Do you know anything about bottled rainwater? Why your companion had that? As I'm going back to nibbling some of the muffin.
Wigglewog was very, well, widely known to me. I think he was attempting to do the right and honorable thing for a guest, but what he would have been carrying, I am not familiar.
Put it in my satchel.
Okay, I'd like to investigate this room. Is there anything else to be looked at in here, or is it just...
It's so around you. It's just like the broken and punctured bag of the balloon, and then there is that crate in the bottom corner that's covered in kind of dust and algae.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
No, I just was looking.
So I'm going to go to Nikkei. Nikkei, you're back.
Mhm.
All right. I think I had some almost success using the most secret magic word ever spoken. But I don't have much magic. I've never really bothered with it that much.
Okay.
But I'm going to whisper it to you. And then maybe you can get it to open using the magic word. So you have more magic than me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jeez.
Careful.
Ah! Golly! I never would have thought.
I want to have tried to secretly listen.
Sleight of hand? Stealth?
Perception.
But what is she rolling against? Do I get to roll?
Stealth.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Okay. Hold on.
Tank this roll.
19?
I only got a 10.
You were able to gather
I heard the word.
All right, whisper it to her now.
No, I don't need you to whisper it. I heard.
You can whisper into the lock with disadvantage.
Okay. I'm gonna and stroll over to the cage, and I'm gonna whisper into the lock.
You can do it.
Anyone have guidance?
Bardic inspiration?
Nope. I'm just trying to help out.
I don't know if you can bardic
Fire
yourself.
yourself.
Is that a thing? Can you bardic?
You can't
inspiration
bardic yourself. You grant it to others.
Okay.
There are subclasses of bard that allow you to use it for yourself.
Okay. But at level 2. So I'm gonna lean into the lock, and I'm gonna.
You have to roll.
Roll with
persuasion with
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
Jake, nothing has ever been more important in your entire life.
That was the most adorable bard.
She's very little.
Summer Queen can get him out of there.
Hey, it's 7's a magic
What's
number.
the plus of that?
For what? What was the roll?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Oh, the first one would have been a 22. That's a 12.
Click, click, click.
I'm gonna see that it does nothing, and then I'm gonna lean into it and not even like cupping my hands. I'm gonna whisper something, but I'm gonna go like this and cast vicious mockery at it.
Is that a save? The cage has to make a save.
And then it has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Does the 12 make it?
No.
Okay, roll damage.
Yes. What is?
Magic damage will do it, maybe.
Nice.
Is it going to be immune to psychic damage, though? Because objects usually are.
3 psychic damage.
Click. Swings it.
That's what I thought.
My cage was just doing his job.
As you hear that little, you see the cage starts to fizzle, and all of that pearlescent white metal turns into rusted iron.
Oh, fascinating.
Well, it couldn't have happened to a worse cage.
Well, remind me not to insult you. And the fairy dragon, carefully as to not touch the iron, steps out of it and lands onto the ground. Well, that was rather an interesting turn of events. I must say, I was thinking it was beyond all of you. I was going for the word. I thought that was going to work.
Is he a fairy dragon or a pseudo dragon?
Fairy dragon.
Oh, because he had a scorpion tail. That spoke pseudo dragon.
Fairy dragon.
Nice. Will you take us to your queen? We may need her help.
Well, it's a little bit of the difficulty is that, well, as far as I know, as far as things are going for me, I am not able to leave this realm, but I am working on a method.
You specifically said if we got you out of the cage, you would go back to your mistress.
I'd trying to go back to my mistress.
That's why he was on the balloon.
Well, I guess there's nothing left to do but to kill the hag, right? That's why we're here.
We might need the queen's help in order to find them.
Is the queen nearby?
She's in another realm.
Nothing.
What does that mean? Like, we have to take a train, or?
What?
So, you know how we got here? And, like, we couldn't just walk here, right?
Yeah, our souls are trapped in a mirror.
Okay, so another realm is like a different mirror.
So we have to get our soul trapped in a mirror?
We have to get our souls from this mirror to another mirror.
Well,
But when he tried to do that in the balloon, it didn't work.
Well, Balvorna sent one of her winds to attack us.
How
which
do you
didn't
fight
have a
wind?
sword, right?
No.
Oh.
But
Fire?
for your assistance, and perhaps you'll need it, I would offer in great thanks for my freedom. And he pulls out a small sword and bows, raising it up.
Does it look throwable?
Does it look Percy's size?
It is a tiny sword.
Yay!
Does it qualify as a dagger?
The sword.
It's a sword for Percy.
It is.
Percy's
It's offered up to the entirety of the group. I will leave it to you to decide what to do with it. It is a +1 tiny sword. So it is a magical dagger, but it has some other things to it as well.
Do you use swords, Percy?
I mean, I feel like it's better than you throwing it.
Well, I mean,
If you
throw
throw
it
it,
very
then,
well.
well, I'm sure, but then we may not be able to retrieve it.
It might return to my hand or something?
Well, while your valor will not be forgotten, it will not return to your hand.
Well,
Oh, okay.
But if I am able to return home, I will make sure that my liege is aware of your acts of heroism.
so you're leaving us?
As soon as I'm able, I am happy to impart the knowledge that I have onto all of you, but if I don't return soon, I fear, well, better to have Titania to assist with all this than keep her in the dark.
Well, how will Titania know how to find us? We're trapped in a mirror, and she's in a whole different mirror.
I don't exactly know how to discuss this with...
Just go with it.
You get used to it.
How about I just tell you what I know?
Plus, we're
and,
gonna
you
get
can all
smaller
decide
every
what
mirror
to
we go into. There'll be
So,
less of our
do
sometimes
about
you
this
can, like,
situation.
You know, if you put two mirrors across from each other, they like reflect each other.
I can tell you for a fact that many mirrors will make you larger as well.
You can go, you know, you can go between them if you do it right.
Okay.
So he's just got to find a place where he can do that.
Balvorna Blightstraw lives in a spooky cottage that sits at the heart of Downfall, a bullywug settlement. The bullywogs of Downfall are quite courteous and welcoming, provided one does not offend them. So take careful note not to do so.
That should not
So
talk to the bird
Cody
boys.
shouldn't talk.
Balvorna does have the ability, well, which is how I ended up with this dire predicament to begin with, to conjure minions that look like tiny versions of herself. Frog-like creatures.
Probably from a hand mirror.
Balvorna does have two sisters, and she loathes them both. Together they form the Hourglass Coven, using an artifact called Igwil's Cauldron. The Coven has frozen time in Zabilla's palace and trapped the Archfey inside. And for learning this knowledge, I was captured.
If she just stopped the clocks, why would that trap Zabilla?
I cannot tell you the mechanics of how it was
They
made
just kind of
to
hold the
be,
little hands.
but it has been made to be. And there is a goblin named Jingle Jangle,
That is a hideously stupid name.
who I would recommend that you find. She lives atop Telemy Hill, not too far from here. May be able to assist further.
Is that the hill that moves?
But, well, it's a hill.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
Hills don't usually move.
Yeah.
Oh.
Where did you find her?
Are you sure it just wasn't you bobbing up and
Maybe in
down?
the hill.
He points far and away out to the broad outline of a hill somewhere in the distance, barely discernible through the fog.
Okay.
And, well, shall...
Do you know of any of weaknesses they may have?
The combat was unfortunately not long enough for me to learn many weaknesses.
Very well.
I can tell you they are tricky. They will use dishonorable means to catch you in a birdcage if you're not careful.
I would like to kneel down and give him a deep, sincere hug. As payment for the information.
He takes the hug, and you hear against your shoulder this little... Oh.
I know there must be equivalent exchange here, so.
It was knowledge given simply for freeing me, but
Well, you gave us the sword for free.
No, we let him out.
great.
We hoped to.
It's a great service that you've done to me this day, and I appreciate it nonetheless.
Oh, in that case, I also appreciate the return hug. So you're not in any debt to me.
Little arms come up. A sense of war. I think that I might be able to do you one better. And
We're gonna owe him.
no,
Very
it's a
confusing
payment,
progress
payment
system.
for the hug. Jeez. He exerts a puff of gas right into your face.
So intimate.
Betrayal!
Can you make a wisdom saving throw?
Betrayal!
Bees.
Right, yeah. Whole bunch of bees just floating around you.
Well,
As you inhale it, you just have this sense of euphoria wash over you.
You're on drugs.
I wish to give you the great joy which freeing me and the delightful hug has given me.
yes, little tiny man, dragon thing, person.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Ultra's cute.
Very.
I would be happy to accompany you to Jingle Jangle, but unfortunately after that I must take my leave.
No, please. I think out of all of us, you may know the most of how to get us there, or at least point us in the right direction.
That would be wonderful help, yes.
I know where it's at and point the complete opposite.
Right. And then I'll turn to make him
Well,
point the correct
I
direction.
suppose if you walk that, and he starts to float down the stairs, just kind of flapping every few feet. I suppose if you walk that direction long enough, you would find your way there eventually.
What do you think he gives me for a kiss?
I think maybe we should hold off on any more deals for right now.
Yes, sir.
It's very sweet.
What will you give me for a kiss?
I'll give you a kiss in return. And maybe something.
Ooh,
There's probably some of that puff still on my face if you rub your face against mine.
I think I should have my wits about me, darling.
All right, will you carry me down the stairs?
Absolutely.
If you're wondering, that never gets easier.
Oh gosh.
Actually, I'm just kidding. Sometimes it's kind of sweet.
Cade.
Yes, Cody?
Don't turn her against me. I'm going to seduce her at some point.
You
Shelter turns bright red and is walking her off.
You're supposed to keep that to yourself until you do it.
I know usually I have more of a filter.
Oh yeah, I didn't realize.
As you all make your way down the stairs, Talavar is waiting, hovering next to the doorway to the tower to bow to each of you to let you go before him until you're out into the bramble and back into the swamplands.
Talavar, do parties just start when you sneeze?
Well, they have been known to, although generally speaking, I reserve it for combat or thanks.
This
Not
is-
lovemaking.
I like to keep it special. Occasions it's right in for.
Okay, I would think lovemaking would qualify for that, but okay.
If a dragon lad or lady caught my eye, and I was sure they were the one, then perhaps on a matrimonial bed.
Oh, I see. Very special.
Monogamy is slavery.
Well, I would love to accompany you all.
Everyone has their own comforts. Let them.
I'm sorry. It's just no inhibitions right now.
shall we lead the way, Sir Talavar?
I feel like I see the truth of the universe.
That must be very scary for you.
Yes.
All right, I need. Can one of you roll a d8 for me, please?
Don't let him roll it.
What?
You do it.
Can't find a
Want Jake
D8.
to roll it.
6.
Excellent. All right, so you all set out from Slanty Tower, which we will now reveal on the map because I know that everybody wasn't quite sure what it was going to be, as all of these locations are so
Look at
different.
you!
That's close.
If it had little knots in it, that would be your...
I don't think you guys can see it in the framing of the actual screen, but there is a heron in the bottom corner of this
It's
map.
so awesome.
It's
See
a
if we
great.
can. Roll 20 may not allow us
Oh,
to.
I can't move it. Yeah.
Darn it.
That's with OBS.
We'll put a picture of the full map on the Discord. So if you
Yes.
want,
Oh,
you can see it
yes,
on the
excellent.
Discord.
Perfect.
And now we'll link the Discord in the description below.
I think it's always linked.
It is always linked.
We're gonna do it this time too.
Don't you
Can
worry.
I assume that the euphoria breath has worn?
Yeah, it's only like a 10
I
minute
don't want to
kind of
reveal
thing.
any more secrets.
Yeah, no, it's like it lasts for maybe 10 minutes and then it fades away. All right, with that 6. So making your way across the swamps, the grounds are muddy and kind of sticky and create difficult terrain as you leave the tower, seemingly saturated from the most recent tides raising.
My love, you could put me down at this point.
Okay.
I just
Put you
feel a
down
little
sadly.
embarrassed. Jeltra, I apologize for what I said while I was under that bewitching young strapping dragon's...
Jotra, have you taken a lover?
That's a very personal question.
Is it?
You saw it.
You gotta get used to it. We're all family now.
I didn't ask. He didn't ask what you did with said lover.
Yes, we apologize if you have not taken a lover, and this talk is quite overwhelming.
So about that hill.
She has taken.
Or it was a very embarrassing
I just start rummaging in my pack. I'm just trying to keep very
Maybe she made a
busy.
man out of straw and pillowcases?
I mean,
Seeing you so uncomfortable, I'm just gonna can I asking you to pick me up, even though you're not much taller than me.
me?
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know how to hold you up like this.
And then I'm just gonna grab your arms and move, so I'm just laying in your arms so you get kind of used to that. They do it in such an endearing way.
You're still 3'3". It's not
I
like
know.
you're a
Like
child.
that.
I know. Yeah. Just assuming that everyone's as strong as Solstice.
No, I'm kind of strong. Well, hold on. Let me check.
How strong am
Yeah, that's my strength, guys. not much.
Well, we're traveling, so you could turn
Minus
into,
one.
you could turn into a spider, and you could ride on your back.
Like you did
Oh,
last
yeah.
yeah, that was good. Good times. Did well, I appreciate it. It's just I'm not used to all this very forward talk. I just it was just me and my mother for a very long time, and I mean, you live in the forest, you see animals, you know what happens. But
I don't. I don't.
Well, you see, Gade, when a
maybe later.
As you
I'm sorry.
make
Are you
your
struggling? Sorry. And then I scurry back down. Or hop down.
as you make your way,
downtown.
yes, walking fast. As you are walking across these marshes, the landscape kind of changing softly around you. You pass another one of those wells, different from the first one, just in the arrangement of the stones, and there's just water softly burbling out of it. Not a geyser at this point, just kind of sifting around.
Does it smell?
Yes. And getting further away from that and closer to the hill, the grounds become more and more varied. There's areas of deep pockets that have not drained fully, like the land you're walking upon, where there's pathways that lead through, and cattails grow out of the water, where lily pads and frogs jump between different pools of land. And in the distance, there are 6 humanoid creatures walking on stilts, making their way through the swamp ahead of you. You see one stop, and it begins to wrestle the cattails with a stilt, and then reaches in and pops something onto its back as they continue to move.
Do you know these figures,
Caliber.
Chalvar?
Oh, not particularly well versed with these outer regions, but generally like to stick towards the palace, like the realms of those that have been vested with ruling of Prismias, so it's not to affect.
Nikki, you're the most attractive after myself, and you can lie. Go ask them for directions.
Well, I mean, weren't there people that looked similar walking on stilts at the carnival? I mean, maybe some of them just followed us through.
I think they're walking on the stilts so they're not in the water.
Oh, they look like the stilt walkers at the carnival. Okay. Well, that would make sense.
Could we pass respectfully and not engage?
They might know where we're going.
Talavar's taking us.
It's
to
straight ahead,
Witchlight.
in the shadow.
Unless, again, friends here is always a good plan, but I'd hate to have to kill some more creatures. We don't have to.
I guess we just present as non-threatening and try it.
My love, don't worry. These are just denizens of the mirror. They just return to whatever worlds they came from.
Mm-hmm.
Darling, I don't think you know as much about what's going on as you think you do.
I am very confident.
And usually that's not a great place for you. I appreciate your insight in these things, but we are not trapped in a mirror.
All right. What do you all do?
Cody just kind of taps you on the arm like you're some poor buffoon. That's what's going on.
For visuals for the audience, it's really like a reach up to tap.
Give you a little kiss.
I'm just gonna start forward I'm gonna adjust myself first, and then I'm going to confidently strut forward.
Coming forward without stealth or anything, it's clear that they would be able to recognize and hear you, but none of them react to your approach.
Okay. I'm gonna stop a good distance away, not trying to approach too closely or anything. I'm just going to, hello! How goes it there? As there's a Goliath behind me waving.
If it helps at all, if they have a gun, you should approach to 21 feet.
One of them
Over 20 feet.
stops and sort of turns to look at you as the rest continue whatever it is that they seem to be working on within the grass. And just so you are all aware what they look like,
Ooh,
Well,
Oh,
hell?
I don't know if we would have stopped to talk to that.
That's interesting.
Does it have a face?
Right there, looks like a cage or something.
mask.
Like a mesh mask.
Getting close enough now to see and to kind of see the jingle of that mesh that they're wearing. They are all hobgoblins.
Oh.
I will message to probably to Jeldra and say hobgoblins.
Hobgoblin.
You can see with the one that you are closest to, the packs on their backs are these wire cages that are packed with straw. And each of them have varying levels of eggs within them. This one has 16 in its pack.
Hobgoblin harvesting creepy. I messaged to Jeldra. May we pass? Almighty Gatherer?
I have no reason to stop you.
Why, thank you. We mean no harm or intrusion. We're just passing through, as some just do.
It looks back over its shoulder at another one that kind of stopped as you begin speaking. And they exchange this. Fuck?
Hey, draw a picture of them kissing.
I'm gonna message then to Solstice and say they're letting us by for now, but stay weary.
Walk with purpose.
If you would
Yeah,
like
perfect.
to trade, please feel free. Otherwise, we are very busy.
Some of my friends might wish to trade.
What's our food situation? So would we all have just like 10 days of rations in our packs? Okay.
I have 5 days.
I'll say pull one of the handkerchiefs, or various multitude of handkerchiefs, and
There you
like
go.
hand it to one, or like offer it to one of them.
It kind of flips the stilt back so that it has a free hand. It takes the handkerchief and shakes it out. Looks at it. What does this mean to you?
It's the handkerchief.
It was passed down through his family 3 generations before him.
Solstice just kind of like hugs me close.
Roll persuasion.
He's not.
I kick you in the shin,
Be cool.
which means I karate kick.
Or I
you up.
just kiss you. I start kissing you.
That's the best way to shut someone up. It's just like,
What are we doing?
oh,
11.
He looks back and forth between two of you through that beaded mask, takes the handkerchief and tucks it into a pocket, and then reaches back into his netted cage and pulls out 3 eggs. One yay big, and one very small. Hands them across.
I take them.
What kind of eggs
Pleasure.
are these?
All kinds. Reptiles, amphibians, avian. The bullywogs are not terribly picky.
Do they like eggs?
That is what we do.
I offer up my wand of dancing lights. Want to trade? It has some sort of magic in it.
They kind of converge. One looks over at you. They call another one over. For that. For that.
Yes.
Reaches over and unstraps one of the cages from the backs of one of the hobgoblins and removes it and hands you 20 eggs.
Nice.
Please keep the cage as well.
Thank you. I will. If I see you again, I will give it back to you.
No.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Takes the wand.
As he's kneeling over to take the wand, I would like to hug him.
Stilted, wet arms come around and bring you in. Welcome. You must not be from here.
Nope.
Is it
We're
that
trapped.
obvious?
We're trapped in your particular mirror.
All here are trapped. All here bound. Things change slowly. All here are bound.
And if anyone should ask, we were never here.
Who? Then he goes back to digging for eggs in the marsh.
Shall we?
That was for the hug.
I need to hug the rest of the hobbit.
No, we don't. Really?
Traveling the rest of the way is uneventful as the ground becomes more and more stable going forward, traveling through that small streamy marsh area. As you approach, and that same effect that you saw at the bottom of Slanty Tower, where colors began to come into form, here you are greeted by the scent of sweet-smelling fruit. Damp, downy, silvery green moss blankets a gentle upward slope before giving way to a craggy ridge that marks the top of a hill. Dozens of enormous willow trees dot the hillsides, swaying as though in a breeze, despite the absence of one.
I was gonna say, like,
I haven't seen a willow in so long. Isn't it beautiful, Jeltra?
that's so lovely. But
What does your finger taste like?
no, that's not. Is there wind?
No.
Then why are they moving?
I think everything moves here.
And that is where we'll end tonight. Thank you so much for watching Mighty Misfit Menagerie, episode 5 of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. I am having a lot of fun running this one, so I hope that you guys are having fun watching it as well and playing in it.
Yes.
We would love to take a moment to thank our patrons, Sparky, Dossie, Vince, Scott, Daniel, Rio's mom, Alistair, Sean, Rockelman, and Death's Grasp. And if you have anything you would like to see from us, whether you're a patron, a Discord member, or a viewer, please let us know. We are working right now on getting together a character interview series, which we talked about for a little bit, so we're still going to keep working on getting that put together for all of you, as well as a campaign post-mortem sort of thing for our Icendale Realm of the Frostmaiden campaign, which was based on a conversation from a Discord user. So your suggestions will breed content.
Also, if you're watching us on YouTube, leave a comment what you think this most secret and magic word in the universe is. And Jake will tell you if it's true.
And maybe we'll find out in the after party. And with that, we'll come up with a tagline
And
of
then
eventually.
Cast.